Since as long as I can recall, my understanding of the world was dualistic in terms of right or wrong, all or nothing, one or the other. Picture books and Disney movies were so straightforward, and I loved the fact that villains were evil through and through and the heroes were completely virtuous. However, when I was 11 years old, that all changed. One chilly morning, when I was walking into the same restaurant I had been countless times, eagerly looking forward to the usual Saturday morning breakfast with my family, a newspaper nestled inside the glass case of its dispenser outside the door stopped me in my tracks. The headline read, "Another black man killed by police." My whole worldview was flipped upside down. I had so many questions, and none of the answers my parents offered gave me any clarity. How could an officer, someone who is meant to protect us and keep us safe, kill someone else? I suddenly realized that the world was not as simple as I thought, and people were not all good or all bad. I lost my appetite that day, but gained a new understanding of the world. Instead of thinking in black and white, my new perspective has become gray. This dynamic color represents intrigue, nuance, neutrality, paradox, and endless possibilities. Gray is where differing opinions and ideas converge, where boundaries blur. Thus, the term gray area refers to the new, unexplored, unknown areas of life that don't conform to a category or an existing set of rules. I like to think of it as an unformed piece of clay, waiting to be molded into anything its sculptor desires. At a time of so much divide and polarization, full of strong biases and opinions, I believe there is value in finding the gray for everyone. Too often, discussion turns into debate. People listen with the intent to argue instead of to understand. To solve these problems and better understand one another, I urge people to lean in with curiosity to the world of gray. This means hearing and listening to one another's perspective, respecting their way of seeing the world, and finding common ground. However, it's peculiar to me how many people seem unfamiliar with this concept, so I strive to share the wonders of nuance with everyone, using my platform as the leader of my school's club on race relations to pass on transformative tools. In this role, I also have the opportunity to review and choose future applicants and leaders, train club members, and go into classrooms leading presentations and activities to encourage discussions and introduce curiosity. Ultimately, finding nuance in the world has now become natural for me, almost like a habit. Sure, it can still be uncomfortable at times, but I embrace the uneasiness, the beautiful complexity of humans, and it is often when I grow the most. In black and white, I find answers. In gray, I find questions. And that is where understanding truly begins.